Jim, Denise, but most importantly, Wiley. This one's for you. Welcome to Haydocy Airstream. We're going to talk today about the 27-foot flying cloud. It don't get any better than this. This is the best. I'm going to do a quick walk around of the entire trailer, talk a little bit about the guts, and then we're going to walk inside where I can tell you about the elegance of the 27-foot flying cloud front bedroom. Let's talk. Okay, let's start right here. These are all Lexan wraps for our panoramic windows, which I'm going to make that comment again about. Airstream is a manufacturer that likes to let the light in. So you've got these beautiful awning slash protectors for your glass, which by the way is all tempered. You have a 3-position, what is called Galley window. All the windows in an Airstream crank out, if you will. What that means is they provide their own awnings. They're not sliding mechanisms. You don't have to worry about water. But the front, and the front, which is where the bedroom is allows you to have this beautiful UV protection. You're going to probably have a cooler bedroom than anywhere else on the planet. Now, let's talk about other protection. Stainless steel. These are stainless steel wraps which are on a piano hinge so you can access, clean, whatever. While they are the cool factor, because it looks good rolling down the road, the stainless steel can be polished or buffed out. The aluminum cannot be. So the cool factor is, yeah, you've got this stainless steel protection, but it's also rolling down the road. You look good. Now, storage. Look at the storage in the 27. You've got diamond plate, aluminum construction. You've got LED lighting on the interior. So you have, while you have a trunk, you also have this huge access in front. Now let's face it, I love the front access because this is where all the business is. This is where you're working with the hitch, you're working with the lights. Everything is right up front here. What else we got? Twin deep cell batteries. So you've got an enclosed steel compartment for your interstate 12-volt deep cell batteries. You have your spare tire is mounted underneath the unit and drops into place. 2 things, it's a full spare. Number 2, no UV light on it. All these other manufacturers, they throw that big spare on the back of the thing. It deteriorates before the actual unit does. Now, above and beyond that, you're going to have 24/7 roadside protection from CoachNet. That's huge, unless you like to change tires, because you could, but actually the CoachNet comes with the purchase of the Airstream. Haydocy and Airstream provide 30-pound propane tanks side by side. That's 60 pounds of propane. That'll keep you off the planet for quite some time. Let's talk about leveling. Let's talk about the Barker system. This, of course, levels the trailer. This, of course, would be when you hook that trailer up. This is the ease of operation. The Barker system is pretty cool because they probably don't make a better electric hitch system than the Barker. Plus it's battery operated, so the minute you're plugged into your vehicle, whether you have power to the unit or not, it's working. Come on around. This is what I love here. Underneath here you have a quick disconnect propane port. Now, while that's fun, what's that for? Well, this is where you're going to handle the fun stuff. We give you additional length of gas lines so that you can have a great little grill. So you're grilling out and it's on the other side of the trailer, which is cool. What else you can do? Hook up a space heater if you're in cool weather. How about an additional propane source? If you wanted to be in one location for months, you could provide that propane for the planet. Very cool. Here's what else is cool. You have an additional 30 amp service port, so that right here what you can plug in is that generator system. My recommendation, and we'll talk about this, Jim, is a pair of 2,000 watt Honda or Yamaha small generators that you can carry and can provide 4,000 watts of power to keep you in the desert or in the mountains or on the beach without worrying about being plugged into shore power. So once again, the business end of the Airstream, lot going on. Come on around. Okay, let's talk about the construction of the Airstream radius windows. You have these beautiful buck rivets. Now, buck riveting is what the Airstream factory is all about. But you have that UV protection. They are all radiused. And then above them you have rain guards or rain gutters, so that when that Galley type window pivots out, no worries about water rolling through here. Airstream is the manufacturer that welcomes in the light, and you're going to see a lot of windows on the 27-foot Flying Cloud. I love it. Now, how about the business end? This is the business end too. How about this? You got an outdoor shower, hot and cold running water. So this is for hosing off Wiley. This is for hosing off Grandma. You have an outdoor shower that's going to give you hot and cold running water. I love that. How about this? This is your potable water intake, and it's located here. Number one, it locks, so it has a locking resource, but it filters into the tank, which is placed in between the axles. Airstream will tell you, bring on the water, fill up the tanks, because it actually seats the trailer and actually performs better down the road. Now, what I love about the 27, your septic system, which by the way has LED lighting for underneath, is located in front of the dual axle. This is huge. Jim, you and I will have a conversation about this, but I love the fact that it's located in front of the axles. Now, your input for city water comes in here. You'll be at that campground. The guy next to you has got that big adapter. Why? Because the PSI, the pounds of pressure coming off of that city water, is too great for the trailer to handle, so you have to put a regulator on. Airstream provides the regulator, and it's internal, meaning that you keep the cool look, and it's inside, so you don't have to worry about your copper or your PVC or any of the tubing and gaskets bursting. Now, next case, this is a black water flush valve. What does that do? Well, that's for the black water tank. Picture when you're leaving the planet, we want to clean everything up. Picture an umbrella that's spinning, and out of each tine is high pressure water that is washing that entire tank, blowing that system all out. Clean hands. I like clean hands. It's a beautiful thing. So this to me is important. Then you've got your access for satellite and cable. You go to these campgrounds now, they're going to hook you up with cable. You want 100 channels? We can get it. Then you have your inlet port for your 30 amp service. This is where your shore power comes in. What's cool is there's an LED lamp there. That tells you that your resource is on. If that's not on, well, then I got to go back to the resource, because it's not my Airstream that's messing up. It's the fact that that lamp is not illuminated. Access panel for refrigerator. And then notice here, this is your living area. This is the back end of the Airstream. Window, and above you have what are called Vista View. The light that pours into the travel trailer from these windows, this is where you're going to spend your time. Come on around. Okay, we're at the back end of the 27. Once again, tempered glass, but what you have here is the panoramic windows. I like this setup because, to me, the back end of the 27 is where you will be afforded the best view. What's going to be out here is going to be the pond, the river, the lake, the trees. This is how you set up in a campground. So you have these beautiful panoramic windows, light everywhere. I'll point something else out. The lighting. Lighting is all LED. LED, low wattage, uses very little power. All of your exterior lights, meaning all your running lights, all your backups, all your brakes, everything is all LED, but everything on the inside is all LED. It's all about power. It's all about, that means if you're on battery power, you're going to be using less electricity. Now, what else? You got a trunk. I love a trunk. The trunk of this gives you that diamond plate interior. You have storage. You have storage front, you have storage back, you have storage on the sides. Storage in the 27 is, frankly, it's massive. All kinds of storage. But the 27 footer, the way it's outfitted, I'm loving it. Come on around. Okay, so you've got awning. This is, I don't know, 25 feet of awning. It's Zip D manufacturer. Wiley can put this awning out in about a minute and a half. You ought to see him in action. He's wild. So the awning is a very cool thing. You've got LED light lighting up the entire exterior. But this is where you get into the nuts and bolts of Airstream. You have, first of all, the screen. It's all done with fully welded aluminum. This is your people protector. This is the Wiley and the kid protector. So Wiley, we got you covered. And when you shut a door in an Airstream, guess what? That door shuts. The screen is beautiful. You have all that access. And then you move into the actual door created by Airstream. All the light pours in through here. Notice how this is a radius aircraft construction, fully insulated. And when you shut an Airstream door, that's the sound of quality. And when you open it, it grabs that interior door. So it takes Airstream 8 hours to manufacture this door. I think some of these other travel trailers are made in less than 8 hours. That gives you a concept of quality. Now, this is what I'm fired up about. Let's see the inside of the 27. Okay, we haven't even gotten into the trailer, but I want to point something special out. All of your componentry is at your fingertips. In other words, these are your overhead lights. By the way, all LED, cool to the touch, and on rheostats, we can vary the intensity. Then all your exterior and interior lights are here. Then you have your battery disconnect. What's that for? Well, if you're going to store, or if you're leaving the planet and you're not plugged in, if you leave and you hit that disconnect, you're going to shut off all power. You don't have to worry about draining any batteries. And then when you get in here, you have fun stuff. You've got storage area for shoes, storage area across, and additional access for. So I'm going to call this my mud room. This is my mud room in the 27, and we haven't even seen this beautiful travel trailer. We're just starting right here. Let me show you what we got. Now, even though you have beautiful upholstery and beautiful accents, what I love about the Airstream is all the light that spills in. You've got the dual radius Airstream windows. You've got the overhead Vista View windows. Light pouring in. Then you get the panoramics that wrap the entire end of the travel trailer. And then above you can also see you've got skylights dumping light in. And of course your fantastic fans, which this is also one of my personal favorites. So what I wanted to point out is that this creates a very light platform, and this is where you're going to spend your time. Let's talk about the upholstery. You've got the beautiful golden ultra leather, which, by the way, this is Wiley proof. This is some of the most durable stuff. It's got a beautiful hand to it. It can be washed. It can be. I love the way it looks with our overhead maple cabinetry. So the upholstery is absolutely beautiful. And by the way, the table itself in pocket drops down, so you have a two-sleeper. Then you have the pull-out over here. So this entire sideboard drops down. So sleeping-wise, and by the way, if we wanted to drop the table and invert the cushions, we could create a big L-shaped lounge area to watch our 29-inch HD LED TV. Doesn't get any better than that. Now, let's talk about this cabinetry. I love the Flying Cloud. Why? Because of the way it's manufactured. There's no screws, there's no glues, it's all bolted. You know, that's the one, people with allergies buy Airstream because there's no off-gassing. Let's talk about all of this beautiful lighting. All LED. LED lights underneath, LED lights overhead. You can vary the intensity. From a standpoint of electronics, you've got a Samsung HD, DVD, CD, DVD player. You've got a smartphone access here. You've got a panel for your overhead music. You even have a cute little microphone that gives you the opportunity to do to sync that with Bluetooth and answer your phone. Just answering the phone, and that sound will go throughout the entire thing. So once again, there's a lot of technology in an Airstream, and we've just walked in. 27-foot flying cloud. Let's check out the Galley. Okay, the Galley setup in the 27. You've got deep well stainless steel. There's a cutting board that goes with. This is all Wilson Art laminate. It takes the heat. I love the contrast between the laminate and the fabric along with the cabinetry. When you talk about the storage in the 27, you're going to find you've got kind of fun stuff going. Wiley's never going to be able to find that trash can, by the way. And the way that this sets up is that we have drawer after drawer of side-mounted steel rag, beautiful brushed nickel hardware. Then overhead, we've got the overhead. Even with our European slimline venting, we have access to the entire cabinet. Beautifully accomplished. You've got light pouring in through the double portholes. You've got a computer system. This is where you monitor all your tanks. So you know exactly where you are with your gray water, your black water, your fresh water, your battery. GFI outlet. Then you have the inverter system. I'm all about the inverter system because it allows you to go off-grid, stay off-grid, utilize your power, and still plug in appliances. Then you have a 3-burner high output range with an opportunity down below to do a convection microwave. What does that do? You want to bake cookies in August in the convection? No problem. Now, then we get involved in some of the cool stuff, the pantry storage. Let's bring all the canned goods you want. I think Wiley's cage might fit in here. I don't know. This is massive. We have a lot of room here. You've got overhead cabinetry for more pantry storage. And then if we shift across the aisle here, you're going to see the big Dometic. This is the big 7-point-whatever cubic foot Dometic with storage above and below. So the pantry setup in mid-deck gets beautiful. Now we can talk about the mid-deck in the 27 leading into the map. Okay, so we've moved midship. Now you can close off. By the way, if you've got guests, what's great about the setup on the 27 is that I can separate myself from all my guests and still have access to the master, or I've got a secondary closure to the master itself so my guests can utilize mid-deck. Beautifully accomplished, huh? Now, dual wardrobe. It's got LED lighting. You've got room for, I don't own this amount of clothes. I love the dual wardrobe in this unit. Then mid-deck we have the beaded glass shower, stand-up enclosure. It's got the vented fan. It's got a sit-down in it. It's got the overhead on-off nozzle, so the shower sets up beautifully. Now, let me show you the lavatory. Okay, the lavatory, first of all, gives you plenty of room to change your socks. But you've got stainless steel bowl, you've got that pedestal toilet, you've got the overhead mirror and pill closet, you've got your on-off switches for all of your gas or electric water heater. So once again, the setup in the lavatory allows someone to be using the lavatory while someone else is using the shower, or they can even be in the master and we can close that off. Very cool. Now we've moved into the master bedroom, which of course I've explained. We can take care of business. We can close off the master from the rest of the platform. Number one, what that does is gives you all that room, if you will, of living space. And then you're moving into your own bedroom. Now what I love about it is you have a walk-in queen. So you have all this room to walk around the queen bed. By the way, I put the pillows in here. The pillows are kind of cool. But now let's talk about this queen bed. You've got wraparound panoramic windows with nightstands, electric hookups on both sides. But this is really the cool factor. This is going to give you all of that beautiful storage underneath. By the way, all the bins, all the drawers come with. I don't know, Maybe we'd like to turn this into Wiley's personal playhouse. That'd be kind of cool. By the way, you've got 300 pillows in this. When you pick up your trailer, and we're going to have pillows for you, we got pillows for you. Cross ventilation, back ventilation, and I really didn't touch on, but I want to, the overhead fantastic fan. That will pull tens of thousands of cubic feet of air. I call it the white noise, because other than having the AC unit on, this is beautiful. We have not even required in the Midwest here any of this overhead air conditioning. The other thing about that, it has a membrane in it that if it gets any moisture on it, automatically closes. So you could be off campus doing something, any moisture gets to that membrane, it automatically closes. So that's kind of what I would suggest to be the cool factor. LED reading lamp, undermount LEDs, plenty of storage, both drawer and overhead. So is this a cool setup? By the way, don't forget that all of the lighting also in your bedroom will be rheostated, so you can vary the intensity of all of this fun stuff. Very cool. Okay, first of all, I mentioned the rheostated dimmer switches for all of your lighting. You have a 26, please picture it, we pull the TVs out, but it comes with 26-inch HD LED TV. Now the cool thing about these TVs, while you have an overhead omnidirectional antenna, you're going to pick up, where we are right here, we pick up 28 channels of free television in high definition. You don't need a satellite, you've got plenty of entertainment. Now right here is the cool factor. This is the Domestic heating and cooling system. Set it and forget it. This works just like your house. You plug in a temperature you like, you're good to go. You know what else this has? It has what's called a heat pump. So you can utilize your electric source as opposed to utilizing your propane source. Not to mention, if Wiley needs air conditioning late in the afternoon, you guys are at the mall, let's set it for Wiley to be 70 degrees at 4 p.m. So yeah, it's got a brain, but also it's a very efficient heating and cooling system. I love this about the Flying Cloud 27. Okay, Jim, Denise, Wiley, I'm sitting here in the lap of luxury, 27-foot rear entrance front bedroom Flying Cloud. I'm looking out here, and guess what's behind me? This is the lake, this is the trees, this is the river, this is where I'm going to spend my time. Don't forget that awning outside. While we are going to spend time in our Airstream, all of that space out there is really what that's what camping is all about. But the platform on the 27, which opens up and creates this really light, airy effect, I love this platform. So, I know you guys are going to have questions. I love that stuff. Give me a shout out any way I can help. A couple of things. I want you to enjoy the journey, because if you're not enjoying the journey, then why are you doing this? But most important, I want to tell Wiley and Denise and Jim, happy camping.